And we are live. We are talking about some little marching dudes, the Modrons today.
Yes.
The Modrons.
Thank Christ we're
How
doing
much do
something
you
easy to
guys know
pronounce this
about?
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
We're going over the
Oh,
minions. D&D's
they really
minions.
Like,
fucking are. This,
oh
so,
god.
first things first. Do you guys fuck with the look of the Modrons?
No,
Nah.
I
not
in
not not
like
even a little bit.
I'm like iffy where it's like a big reason I kind of don't like. Part of me
Mm.
doesn't super like Modrons. It's not to say that they like suck completely. I think there are some things that are neat about them. I can think of situations where they would be kind of cool, but
hmm
like for the most part, it's just like I don't super fuck with their like weird ass little minion look. Like some of
Yeah.
them, like I think the best looking of them is probably like the monodrone, the fucking like tiniest dude, but that's
Yeah.
the most minion esque. The other guys are like super like just wonky as fuck.
Just fucking gross.
Uh,
I like a
Pretty
monodrone and
gross.
duodrone, but after that I'm like, alright, you can stop
Mm.
now.
I like the quadrones.
The
They're pretty
quadrone's
good.
kinda neat.
But the square ones?
Uh, it's the two-part square ones.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah, yeah.
the pentadrone and the tridrone where I'm like, nah, science went too far in these.
Yeah, the pentadrone is really bad. And the funny thing about it, it's I think the highest of the standard like mon the way you guys pronounced it threw me
Um.
off. I think I called them
Oh,
Modrons.
Modrons.
Modrons. Yeah, is they're the highest of the low rung. So they're basically like little police. And for some reason, the design that functions best for them is a starfish with a tiny little like cartoon spray nozzle on the top.
Yeah.
And they just run around paralyzing things. That's why in its art, it's like aggressively staring down at a Modron that's not doing anything. It's like, you better get back to work or I'll give you a little gust of this. They-
I
They're
think
scary little police that run around with like bear mace, basically.
I think like because I guess starting small, big
Hmm.
things about them. Like thinking about the monodrone and like each of
Yeah.
them gets better as you go up the rungs. But it's like these guys kind of fucking stupid. They got like a
Yeah.
4 int.
Really?
I find
Yeah.
some of the stuff with them interesting in the sense of I like how they can only do one task at a time. They are
Yeah.
incapable of multitasking. Even like it does also give like a thing of like because I remember looking into it and it's like, oh yeah, like they have to pick, do they want to talk or do they want to do something? So part of me can see like
Yeah.
situations of like, oh, they're holding something, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you want to talk to me? Drops everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and like they can only speak in like so many sentences as well. Or like so like
They
Yeah,
can't speak
48
common.
words.
48 word sentences is what I just saw
Yes.
in Out of the Abyss.
That's true. They only
Uh,
speak Modron.
Yeah, they only speak
Um
Modron, so I had this little blurb that I pulled out just because this is my one experience with the Modrons. I'm sorry if I'm ruining
I didn't know they
y'all's
were in it.
language again. But anyway, so basically in chapter 14 at Out of the Abyss, when you're in the labyrinth, there is a group of 12 monodrones and a tridrone have been wandering the labyrinth since the last great Modron march. Modrons
that
have
makes sense.
Yeah, they become separated and become trapped there. Unable to find their way back to Mechanist, the Modrons have been pressing on, knowing that they must find their way back or be destroyed in the process. But basically, it has a little blurb about role-playing Modrons, and its Modrons have no sense of individuality. They are collective and infer themselves as we or us. As a result, Modrons don't understand individuality in others. When speaking to a group, the tridrone might focus its attention on the adventure it believes to be the top of the party's hierarchy, even while talking to another. Which is just a funny idea to me that they just go to the Goliath, like just the tallest person in the group, and just
Yeah.
think they're the leader by
You're the
default.
leader. You're clearly the leader here.
Yeah, but then it
Listen
says
here,
monodrones can normally relay up to 48 messages up to 48 words long. However, years of wandering have degraded these creatures where they can only speak a few words or phrases. Which is weird because It's
They are
saying
minions.
they're repeating March, Mechanist, and 17. But it's not specifying in Modron. It's saying like in common they're speaking that, which contradicts
Well,
source
I
there.
would say it might have to do with like these are the fuckers that are in the march, and they might learn a few things while they're out and about. Like, because
maybe.
I don't know if I want to tackle the Modron March just yet. I guess like
let's go on base
big-
appearance right now. That sounds good.
important things with like mechanics and stuff like that. I feel like that's probably good to tackle. Of like, you know, it's fully like lawful neutral. Like the most important thing here is law. Like everything being like controlled by Primus. Up at the top, they're fucking like straight up like android deity motherfucker that like can interface with everybody, knows everything.
The Matrix, basically.
Yeah.
Living concept.
You got everybody like slowly going on, like the monodrone being like all the way at the bottom. I find kind of some of the stuff with it like interesting, like the idea of like everything works like clockwork. Like you have these giant fucking gears that are like they have their own gravity fucking like rotating.
All of them interlock, by the way. The entire machine heaven of Mechanus, every single gear locks together and moves at a set pace. So
cool.
The biggest gear, the central one that Primus lives in, called Regulus, is huge. And every 17 years, it has 17 teeth on the cog. Every 17 years, it turns and clicks once. That's called a cycle. After a grand cycle, 17 times 17, that's when the march starts. But the interesting thing about all these gears moving together, no one knows what happens if you just pluck one from the wall or throw a wrench in it. And a lot of people speculate that time itself will stop.
That's kind of interesting. Like it is like the straight up clock of everything, because it is like I think like there is honestly something that I find interesting with Mechanus and how everything is set itself, it being its own like planar kind of thing. Because you know what it makes me think of is this idea too of, I love to think of the body horror of certain stuff, and it kind of makes me think of like, you know, like the idea of something being stuck here so long and slowly becoming like the plane. It kind of makes me think of that fucking scene in like with I forget that fucking movie, but it's like the thing with the shimmer. Yes, I'm so glad you knew exactly what I was fucking thinking of. Where it's like thinking of like their organs being like fucking like shifting.
They feel themselves changing until they become like merged and evolved almost.
Yeah.
But going into afterlives, and the one best known for this is not Bytopia. What's the movie with the fancy space station that has healing bays? The heaven that doesn't want you to leave.
Elysium?
Fuck.
Elysium, thank you.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Elysium is best known for the moment a creature is there, they have to make a wisdom saving throw, or basically just choose to be dead, like Elijah in the Bible. He's just like, I'm actually in heaven now. I'm gonna go.
It's actually awesome. Yeah.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, and Tasha, who spent like countless years in the abyss doing dealings with demons, that sexy like black-haired maiden, that is not at all her true form. She has to be like cloven-hoofed, like horrifying, goat-headed some demonic monster.
Yeah.
So I really like what Mario was saying, that if you stayed in Mechanus long enough, firstly, you would feel your emotions fading away.
Yes.
You would feel no need for them because they have no place in a regulated world where everything is set in stone. Like, this is the meme. Like, laws and facts don't care about your emotions. That is this place.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah. Once you start to drop that, your lips would probably get big and juicy and like really kissable.
Start getting all kissable, yeah.
Oh god, it's already happening.
Your eyes get big. Oh shit.
Your ass starts getting fucking plumper, like, and then slowly you become a sphere, like you become a big sexy sphere.
Stop describing me, jeez.
Until you become a single cheek. Yeah, Chuck spent some time in Mechanus.
Is there something you want to tell us, Chuck?
Those are like my two noteworthy features, aside from my hair, is my lips and my big, thick butt.
Your truck, man.
I knew it. He's not a centaur. He's a fucking Modron, dude.
Oh, God.
It's just a bunch of Modrons all just like geared together to make a big old clockwork centaur.
That's awesome.
Because I think for me, the shit that is the most interesting with Modron shit is kind of looking at the bottom down kind of stuff of like one.
So we're looking at the bottom.
We're looking at the bottom. Thinking of like, because obviously it's like you can have all this wild, crazy shit happening somewhere else, but at the same time, I feel like Mechanus and everything seems so far off in the future of a campaign where I'm just like, I kind of don't give a fuck. Like, I kind of don't give a fuck with interfacing with it that much. But thinking about Modrons themselves and how a party might interact with them potentially, I do kind of fuck with like the quirky kind of shit that could happen with them if you encountered them outside of this place. And there is like some interesting things with them too, like spectators being something native to fucking Mechanus and being things that like Modrons might fuck around. Like I could see a situation.
Spectators originally were from Mechanus and then they got shifted over.
Which is weird. Isn't a spectator like you're able to get a bunch of beholder eye stalks and summon one as a ritual?
Yeah.
I think that's the same one. Weird.
That is literally the same one, which if anything raises a lot of fucking questions as to like why, if anything, what it comes off to me
wouldn't be the first like, weird thing that came from Mechanus. I mean, it fits.
What I think a spectator is probably a really good example of something really chaotic stepping into Mechanus, however you want to fucking say it, where it's like Mechanus. If something entered the Mechanus, I feel like it starting to become like shifted into this lawful thing. It's like picturing some sort of beholderkin popping in here, and after a while, it's like, actually, I'm really chill now, and you know what? I fuck with this place. I'm okay with that, and like it becoming integrated, and like them themselves being like, oh, these things are really useful for cataloging knowledge. We could have them like, you know, guard places and shit. Like, let's have more of them. Like, let's make use of them. I feel like I could see that potentially being like where the hell they came from, because I'm like, because obviously they're still aberrations. They're not like just like it doesn't make sense to me that it's like, oh, they're just here. It makes more sense because there has been like other stuff that just comes in here. Like there's been demons that fucking like force their way through, and it's like, again, like any other place. Yeah, they won't last long, like but this. At the same time, it's like, well, it depends because it's like a...
Yeah, the wiki has the exact number of creatures on Mechanus. There is 500,000 pentadrones, 1.5 million quadrones, 6 million tridrones, 55 million duodrones, and 300 million monodrones.
Yeah, I list all that shit in my video that probably comes out later this week if I actually kick my butt into gear. But in Advanced D&D, the second monster manual that they release, it just feels like Gary took Coke and Adderall and thought about numbers a lot.
The HP Lovecraft method.
What are the numbers?
Yeah, it's like the perfect spiral where it's this, here's these numbers, expanding to these numbers, and then these and these and these, and it gets fucking massive. But that is interesting that you have the one true Primus, and at all times, I believe there are 4 Secundi below him. And those guys are really, really fucking scary. Yeah, there's always 4. And actually, since you mentioned this set number of Modrons, one really interesting thing I want to go over because I found it fascinating, like writing the video, is that at any given time, there are always that rough set number. Like there's an exact number of all the hierarch Modrons, the ones at the top, and then there's always a loose number of the rest of them because they're changing all the time. And whenever any Modron dies, like three things happen. First, it like gets Thanos snapped. The whole body dissolves into nothingness, and its soul gets transported back to Primus, where it immediately makes a monodrone out of
Yeah.
whatever soul died. And whoever was below the creature that died on the rung, all the way up to, spoilers, Primus itself, one rung below it transforms into it. So if Primus dies, which he has, a Secundi a week later becomes Primus, and then the thing below the Secundi becomes a Secundi, and then they all, like, one person gets a little upgrade until that Primus is reborn as a monodrone, ironically.
Do you think before the Secundi upgrades to Primus, he goes Secundis and then he like ascends?
Yeah, fucking explodes like the Doctor
Yeah,
when
he
light bursts out of his head.
Type of shit he said to fucking Orcus. Well, because that's another thing. Something I get it, but also think it's so fucking dumb. Looking at some of the stuff of like, oh yeah, Orcus. When he was like, he got fucked over and he was like lower power, and he's
He was
like,
murdered.
I'm looking for my fucking wand and shit. It's like he like walks into like fucking Mechanist. That's this place where it's like, oh yes, all lawful, like this evil, super chaotic demon thing comes in and he goes, hey man, you see my wand? And he like fires it fucking like he goes, oh by the way, I'm gonna shoot this slur, and he says like the one fucking word kills
It's
him
called the
instantly.
last word.
Yeah, the last word that kills him instantly, and he's like, he goes, "Oh shit, I shouldn't have killed him before he answered me." Anyways, I think this place is sick. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna pretend that I'm Primus.
What's really funny is, so Orcus, there's a, I think a second edition book, or this might have been first, called Dead Gods. And Orcus, like, after he was killed and became undead, so Orcus is like currently actively dead, running around like one-shotting gods with a 9mm, and he just looking for his wand so that he doesn't die from holding that 9mm. Yeah, where's my wand? My freaking wand. And Primus, who's supposed to know everything about everything, Orcus is like, hey, do you know who I am? And he like fucking calculates, and he's like, yeah, you shouldn't be here. And he's like, do you know where my wand is? And out of all the infinite knowledge Primus has, Primus didn't fucking know where it was. Like, he just didn't have that info. So he's like, dude, I literally have no idea where your wand is. And Orcus is like, well, this is embarrassing, and now you have to die. Like, I'm embarrassed.
Like,
that's your one thing.
I'm picturing this moment where like Orcus goes up, he goes, you see my wand? And it's like, calibrating, recalibrating.
Yeah. Rerouting.
And it's like he's like fucking like waiting. He goes, fuck this. Kills him. Weekends at Bernie's, his body. It's like, oh my god, did Primus just die? And he like picks up his head. He goes, no. And they're like, oh, okay.
He like steps into Primus's little chair and like grabs all the wires, and he's like, actually, I'm Primus now. And because monodrones and modrons as a whole are really gullible, even the Secundi were like, yeah, you're Primus.
Why would you lie
so
about that?
He starts the Great Modron March early to send every fucking Modron out to go find his wand, and I think they eventually actually do.
Oh my, yes, because I mean he does get it eventually, like he gets his fucking wand back, but it's so fucking ridiculous where it's like, you know, I wonder if that's actually why some of those fuckers are in Baphomet's labyrinth. It's because they went out and they got trapped in the labyrinth from way back then. It is straight up like, it is stupid to me in a sense. It makes sense, but it's also stupid where it's like the fact that I would assume that all of these levels to everything is for checks and balances to keep law. But ultimately, all that it served is it made all of these gullible ass motherfuckers where it's like when they go, we're going to have a march now. And it's like, now? Well, I'm not going to argue with you.
Another detail is like Modrons. It's weird because monodrones are Modrons, and I trip myself up trying to say one or the other. But the interesting thing about that dumbass hierarchy is a monodrone cannot comprehend anything other than a duodrone. So
Yes,
if
100%.
Primus like stepped out of his little chair and walked up to a monodrone, it would just think that it was a really weirdly shaped, really cool looking duodrone, and it would listen to the orders just the same.
Uh-huh. Because because that is the main thing with Primus is he can interface with everybody, kind of shit.
Yeah.
So it is goofy as fuck to think about. You know what I find really interesting with these guys is ultimately
How kissable they are.
how kissable they are. But it's but second after that is
Of course.
they do kind of play into an idea that I really like, which is the material plane itself potentially having an effect on other shit. Like, you know how something can like get fucked with if you're in a plane too long?
In
I
any of
like
the
the
outer planes,
idea. Yeah. It's like I like the idea of the material plane having some sort of issue where it will start to warp some of the things that are like really bound by something, and the idea of like a rogue Modron being a thing of like, because that is in the stat block is like, oh, Modrons can go rogue and become like defective in some way. So part of me likes the idea of like sometimes they're gone for so long and are kind of left without like a purpose for so long that they start thinking for themselves, and it's like this thought of just like, man, why am I doing this shit?
Yeah, the first time a Modron said "I" instead of "we," it was like, what the fuck did I just say?
Yeah. Because my initial thought I had is kind of like just the old school clock way of like how you got to wind them just for them to work.
That works. Like, I like the idea of different avenues because that also makes sense. Is like the thought of like, what if a Modron got fucked up really bad and its like internal clock got like fucked? So it's just like, yo, I'm kind of thinking a little different right now, and I'm thinking like Primus is kind of full of shit. Like,
My favorite example of that, and it's a rare thing, but it's like, you know, if you're an adventurer, you're only going to see the weird version of something. So the only time most DMs would use a Modron is when it's rogue. But in Planescape Torment, you can there's an area in Limbo. You go to some of the outer planes sometimes. And in Limbo, there's a place called the Modron Maze. And it was an attempt to better understand the opposing reality of the infinitely twisting Limbo. And stuck in there is what's described by Mort as a backwards Modron. So it calls itself Nordum because that's just a backwards Modron.
Yeah.
And it's voiced by Dan Castellaneta, of all people. So it's just Homer Simpson. Like, he can join your party. You can only get there in hard mode of that game. Like, you can only find that late game if you've played all the way through. And your companion in that game, Mort from Mort's Planar Parade, is Carl Wheezer. It's the guy who voices him.
Oh my god. Hey, Motron.
An insane case.
Oh, gee, Jim.
Yes, you go ahead, Chuck.
These Modrons are a little weird, right, Jim?
Yeah. I miss Marge. Marge.
I'm tired of you.
That's Primus. That's how he sounds.
Yeah, Primus is just Marge. I'm sick of you. I don't need you anymore.
It's for Primus. Yeah, I can't fucking do Marge.
fucking the reverse Modron just like boils milk on head.
Boiling milk on head.
Skull turns black, then white.
God.
Fucking so stupid. So if you understood that reference, thank you. I think that is the biggest thing, though, that fucks with me with Modrons is coming up with it. Because the only time that I can think of, like, oh, you interact with actual Modrons, one, you're really high-ass level and you fucking go there yourself. And if that's the fucking case, you're not dealing with the basic shit. You're going to be dealing with some fucking wild-ass shit like a fucking Marut or something.
Yeah. So in the Planescape like universe layout, you don't normally go to oh my God, Mechanus. You go to the gate town. That's like
Oh,
the portal location to that place. And it's like basically in the prime material plane, but each of them is heavily affected by the planes that they're connected to. So that's where you have like Maroots and Calyreutes and all these other inevitables just hanging around, waiting for a contract to follow and kill someone for. Those things are fucking
I
scary.
I love yeah.
So basically, like, how would Gate Town look then? Is it like a town just like of absolute law then, since it's from Mechanus, or kind of mechanical town?
I think it is mechanical. There's a cult of law called the Fraternity of Order, I think, and those guys have like a big old court in Sigil,
Because I was
and
nearly
they hang out.
because I was wondering if you go, how extreme is it? You go jaywalking outside, and a bunch of Modrons come from the sewers and just rip you apart.
Basically.
Cool.
Yeah, you can't pee in public or else they'll all like rip your penis off. Um, Automata is the name of the gate town. Yeah, it
Like
just looks
near.
very like specifically laid out in a set way.
Oh shit, you're gonna
Seems
die.
boring.
You're gonna die in 26 seconds.
Oh, fuck. Goodbye, guys.
Goodbye.
But I've never gotten a chance to use a Maroot. I really fucking want to, because they are fucking,
He's
I
back.
don't know, like there is something
It looks
when
so
I
cool.
first saw the art, I was like, these guys are awesome. And I kind of would carry over something about them to some of the other Modrons, which is them always doing like average number kind of shit. Like I like the idea of just them being this lawful kind of thing, just being like, yeah, I just always do averages. I just like every time I hit you, it's an average number, or even like I
Yeah.
wouldn't make it like full on. Maybe like the basic fucking thing is not going to be as crazy as like what I do love with the Maroot is it's the only time, or maybe I don't know if there's others, but it's the first time I ever saw it's like, oh yeah, when they hit you, they're not rolling to hit. They just
They hit
hit
you.
Mm.
Yeah.
They
That's a fun idea, and it makes me think of like one of the games that Video Game Donkey played, where there's a little guy that's shaped like a three, and he attacks you and always does 3 damage. He's invincible unless you do 3 damage to him. And when he gets you down to 3 hit points, he smiles and walks away. Like that's actually a really cool idea for a plane of law where they like have to do a set, like they will take exactly 4 of your fingers and then be fine.
Oh god.
yeah.
So each of the inevitables are interesting, and all of them are like the final judges of absolute cardinal sins. And the Marut specifically, even though it can be commissioned to pay attention to a written law, its purpose was to enforce death. So
Oh
these
yes.
the inevitables essentially function as the final punishment for overambitious players. If you're doing too much necromancy, like if it's larger than what is average and what is accepted, a level 20 creature shows up and will hit you until you die for sure.
Oh,
Like
God.
there's ones that punish people who time travel. They'll stop you in time forever. They'll just stop you.
I
like
I
that.
remember one thing that was really funny. There was some Reddit story. I feel like I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it again anyways. There was some fucking thing where somebody was like, "Oh, I made up this magic item that was basically like this idea of like, oh, every time I do a bonus action, or I can click my heels as a bonus action, and what it does is it grants me another bonus action." And so somebody was joking about like, oh, it's funny because you can basically like spend your turn infinitely doing like bonus actions, clicking your heels. And the idea that came up is like, well, how would you even like stop that or something like technically? And it's like this thought of what if eventually you start doing it too much, you start to realize that you're altering time every time you're doing this, and you're laughing to yourself thinking like, oh haha, this is funny. And then all of a sudden, one of the times where you click your heels, you look over your shoulder, there is this giant towering thing with one eye that's the Marut, and it literally
Stop.
just Yeah, literally, it's just like it walks up, it fucking punches your shit in, it takes your shoes, and it leaves.
That was my only favorite single scene in the dumbass Flash movie, where he's like trying to run and time starts warping around him, and he's like, "Oh wow, this is so cool!" And then a motherfucker jumps out of time and punches him in the head. You're just like, "What? That's so cool!"
Stupid ass motherfucker!
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
Because I think stuff like that is really fun. I want to come up with like good ideas of where I would use Modrons. Like the most I can think of is maybe I could potentially see some Modrons needing to either deal with some task, having to be like set out to do something. I like the idea of just like, oh, you're looking for some magic item or something, and all of a sudden you have this rinky-dink little fucking group of Modrons that are out, like, you know, they have like some higher up working with them, and then on top of that they have some spectator floating over them that's like helping them out, like look for some fucking like thing that like that was like maybe an encounter idea that I've had before, and it's just like, besides like you, because I would want to have players to get a chance if they did encounter Modrons. I don't necessarily want it to just be like, oh, here's the oddball one. Because it's like, it makes sense to encounter the oddball ones, but it's like, well, you're not really encountering like the actual thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It does suck that inherently, unless you change them up a little bit, there's kind of no way to really use them because they can't speak to you. Most of them are incapable of interacting with you unless one of the higher ups allows it briefly, and they have nothing to gain from talking to you. They don't want anything, so they're not interesting. They're just a spectacle, like in the March.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that you should find like little troops because there's a baker's dozen out there just running around doing stuff. You have exactly 12 mono drones and one duo drone or a tri drone watching over them, and these guys should do stuff. They should want to like go and. They essentially function as a weird, disjointed single creature because they don't have identities.
Yes.
So it's just, they are a living turn economy. But I would like them to run around fledgling settlements and try and enforce laws and like punish tax collectors who are overreaching, and they're like, no, that's not right. You got to do it this way. And like maybe record keeping, like they'll show up and ask you a bunch of questions like a census and then just leave, and you're like, well, that's not gonna
I like that.
bite me later when I told that mantra.
My initial thought was like just seeing a whole horde of them coming through, just like Pikmin style, carrying Orcus's wand.
Well, that would be that would actually be awesome. Because what I could also see is the big obvious one of where you would encounter a bunch of them is the March. That would be, if you set up something of like you come across a Modron March, that would be the point where you do see them. And I think that was something that I did want to get to at some point is what do you think the purpose of the March is? Because it's very left up to interpretation, because it's like, as far as we know, the March is straight up just like, there is no clear purpose. For whatever reason, every like 7 cycles, Primus sets these fuckers out. A bunch of them die. They're not like it. They don't like, they'll go through cities and stuff, but they don't really interact with people. Like they don't go out of their way. They'll like look at stuff and then leave. And like,
I think Logan's joke about a census actually really fits, because think about it. What if they act like Odin's ravens, where they are the eyes of Primus, where that's the only way he can calculate the universe is if he has eyes on it. So he sends them.
He does it so infrequently, though, every 289 years.
Yeah. He does it like one of them Google cars that's like getting a map of the roads. And just for whatever reason, that's how long he's able to keep up with it. Then he starts to kind of deteriorate over time. It's like, all right, need new data.
I did.
Oh, fuck.
Yes.
I don't have it in the video, but do you know, I think the purpose of the Great Modron March is to make sure that it doesn't fail. It only ever failed once, and that was when Orcus sent everyone out. But as long as one Modron makes it back, then the universe is in enough order and Primus doesn't have to do anything.
That's
If nothing makes it
interesting.
back and the Modrons don't come back, then Primus will have to act and make himself and his staff more powerful to match the going-ons of the universe.
I
Yeah,
kind of like
couldn't-
that.
Could be seeing like just like Noah sending a bird out to find land that he knew like, all right, it's safe. I can actually go back into the world again.
Yeah.
Because one that I saw somebody like give an idea of was basically the thought of, what if after those cycles the Modrons start getting faulty? So as a way of like getting like, you know, a mass cleansing of them, because they all end up coming, like every time they die, they will basically get like remade back by like Primus and shit.
Yeah.
So it's this thought of like, what if he does it because it's like, okay, you all need like a mass rework real quick. Go out, go on the march, and like after a bunch of them die, it's like, okay, now you guys have been like remade. You're basically like getting a tune-up kind of thing instead of like straight up like, for whatever reason, it's easier instead of going individually. Like, let me like patch every single one of you up. It's more like, let me just remake you. I'm just gonna start over from scratch, and just pump all of you out of the 3D printer.
Yeah, and
like,
another what I said earlier about the self-winding clock, like one my grandpa and now my dad has is one where you have to walk and like wear it to actually wind it. So nearly like, what if that's the way that that they're wound up, is they actually have to get out there and move.
Yeah, maybe that could also be the case.
Not all of them go. Like only the
Yeah.
basic Modrons go. None of the hierarchs go.
Well, they only have so many treadmills.
Actually, some of the hierarchs do go. I forget exactly which one. Yeah, just start walking around the circle, man. I think that Mechanus is a clock. It's like the actual timekeeper of the universe. And if anything were to fall apart outside of Mechanus, say the Abyss, one of the layers gets discovered and something that inhabits it is released, and it's too powerful for any other gods, anything to do anything about, Primus would be the last stand. And Primus has the ability, probably, to use Mechanus itself to restart time, like Poochie, to just reset everything, make sure that doesn't happen.
I know who you meant when you said Poochie, but when you first said it, I thought of the dog.
Yeah, me too. Poochita.
Pochita.
Like, I think
Made in heaven.
Yeah, that's why that was my other thought. It's like, all right, we nearly got to a JoJo reference there. I did that
Thank
the other
God.
day just to see if because I was like getting a link for one of our videos. Then I just saw, it's like, would you like AI to summarize this video? I'm like, all right, what madness will AI like try and summarize our videos with? And it literally said frequently made references to One Piece, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, and something. And I'm like,
It knows us.
dadgummit,
there we
the
go.
computer's got
That's.
us.
I mean, you don't need an AI bot to tell you that.
I just love that was in the highlight summary. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's us.
I love the idea of like summing it down. What's going on? Well, they just keep fucking talking about One Piece and JoJo. Like,
And sometimes Oni plays.
and sometimes they talk about the actual topic.
Yeah, only slightly.
Sometimes. We really stuck around this one, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is like the most.
I've been
on
saying a
point
lot, but
we've
y'all
been.
been on it.
Which is, it's funny because on top of that, I'm like, I started off being like, these guys kind of suck, and like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm
They
like,
still do suck.
Yeah,
they suck, but I kind of want to use them for the case of like, I want to figure out a situation where I would actually use these.
I'm thinking they'd be a really good set dressing, but what I would do with them is like, as an enemy, I don't know, like, because I know, like, I even sent to a chat earlier that one picture from Morton Canis' Tome of Foes where it's the adventure party hiding from Modrons, and there's just like a sea of them that's like,
Yes.
the party like has that. You could see this feeling of dread of like if they find us, it's over for us.
But what's funny is that's not true. They probably wouldn't even care.
Yeah, so it's like, what
Yeah,
did they
would
do to, I know, and it's like, gives this idea of what did they do to make all of Mechanus mad at them, because that's a scary idea.
Yeah.
What I'm picturing too is like them being like scared as fuck. It's straight up like that Lord of the Rings scene where like the fucking wraith is like right over them, but instead it's just like when it finally sees them, it's just gonna be like like all this metal like clanking as they like move past them, and like at most they'll see like a mono drone like look them, like its eye looks at them and just keeps like turns back around, keeps walking, like they don't give a single fuck. Like
It's like a teacher that comes to you that caught you stealing. It's like, give it back, get back. Except it's just 2 million of them saying it.
God damn, yeah, that's horrifying.
I'm also thinking about like when Orcus sent them out to find the wand. I'm just picturing the fact that he sent everybody out, so that means he had.
I don't think he sent everything because,
Oh, okay.
as far as I understand, yeah, Orcus took control, so all of Mechanus was actually in a state of chaos for once, the plane of law itself. I know the Secundi were still, they have a battle when Primus dies, where throughout the course of a week, they go out and they kill the strongest chaotic monster they can, and whoever scores higher by the end of the week becomes Primus, and then they just are done fighting completely. So I'm sure each of them who had control over certain regions of Modrons, they were all still doing operations, but he sent everyone who wasn't preoccupied, probably including one of the Secundi. Maybe.
Okay, because I was stuck thinking like the idea of like he just sends a fuck ton of Marut, like going after people. Just, have you seen this wand? Boom! Fucking.
What probably happened is Orcus was like there sitting in Primus's throne, like pressing buttons and spinning wheels and like blowing on little horns like a baby. And then he turns around and there's a Marut standing behind him, and it's like, you should be dead. And they just fucking rock at each other.
Like the Marut turns around and it goes, wait a minute.
That'd be so
like
scary.
Pulls out a picture, like it's a picture of Primus, compares it to Orcus sitting on the throne, like grabbing all the gears, and he goes, you don't look like this picture.
Because in that moment, Orcus's goal was to avoid his own death. So that must have been a really scary actual event that happened, where he's sitting in the throne, twiddling his thumbs, waiting for his wand, and then 5 of these motherfuckers show up, and he's like,
you don't look like a person.
You're not my dad.
They're right behind me, aren't they?
One of them is just like, yes,
throne.
we are.
Orcus on the throne holding all the wires and shit. He goes, they're like, they're right behind me, aren't they?
Zoinks.
It's a Marut. Gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. But kind of going on another idea, so there's a lot of things in the D&D universe that just are set in place for the idea of balance between good and evil, while modern day D&D campaigns really don't rely on that much, but that's like the background setting. It's like there's good, there's evil, there's neutral, etc. All the planes kind of fall in one of them tiers, like the blood war being one of the universal things that kind of helps keep this balance. I'm nearly wondering if that's also another process, is the Great March is making sure the universe is at balance, maybe correcting any imbalances it comes across.
One group, or wizards in the actual game, theorized that one of Primus's ultimate goals, especially with this march, is to functionally actually end the blood war, which can't happen, but that's what it wants. Because there's no active war with like the Modrons and the Slotty. The Slod being the opposing force, the creatures of chaos. They just don't like each other, and they'll fight when they find each other, but they're not seeking each other out through the realms and clashing like the Blood War is.
I always assumed that was a thing constantly going on. Huh.
No, they fucking do. They do their own stuff in their own planes.
You know, bringing up the Blood War, Something else, I forget where it's from, but I'm pretty sure there was a situation of for the lore of Asmodeus. I think Asmodeus's trial took place in
You're right.
Mech.
Fuck, I totally forgot
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
The greatest trial to ever happen in history.
Which is also hilarious because I know there's part of that where it's just like, oh yeah, the people that they brought up to the stand for like the trial, and it's like they brought Demogorgon into Mechanus just for him to be like, yeah, I know Asmodeus. That motherfucker's a bitch.
I'm his other head. For once, we agree.
What? I went over this in a video, didn't I? The trial of Asmodeus?
I think so.
Or
I feel like I
wasn't in your Descent to Avernus video, were you?
Yeah, maybe I grazed over. Yeah, I totally did. It was like a small bit, but it's such an interesting long-running event.
Kind of Zariel's defining moment where she decided to like go on her crusade against hell after that trial.
I forget what set it off.
Yeah, she was like free Asmo until it's backwards. It was what she said, and then she flew straight into hell.
Dang, yeah, it's super interesting. I do not remember it. The Trial of Asmodeus, a play based on real events, according to its author, the ASMR Bard.
Yeah, no. We can look into that in another day.
Yeah.
But one thing. We go ahead, Mario.
No, I was just gonna mostly say like, no, I just found that like interesting. Like it was like a neat thing to have this tie-in of. It makes sense of like, fuck, where do we hold this trial of like all these like super powerful forces? And it's like, well, let's go ask Primus if we could hold it there. That's the most neutral place.
Yeah, fair.
And lawful.
I think it'd be really funny if like everyone put on this big play of like, this is what Asmodeus did, this is what's bad, and like the two lawyers had it out, and at the end of the day they're like, so what's your verdict? And Primus is just like, huh?
He's
like pulls out his AirPods.
Huh?
Primus
just listening to No One's in the Room Where It Happened,
Shit, Primus had his AirPods on the whole time. Fuck, dude. Well, I guess we'll just send Asmo back to hell.
Yeah. The thing I was going to bring up is, y'all aware, you kind of talked about it earlier where you just roll a 10 even. Did you know there's a magic item for that called the Clockwork Amulet?
I didn't fucking know that.
Sick.
You made that up.
I didn't know about that.
It is one of the most underrated magic items, in my opinion, because it's a common magic item, so at most it's probably 60 gold. It's from Xanthar's Guide to Everything, and it is not attunement. And its ability is once a day you can activate this. Let me just read the description because I think it's kind of sick.
Yeah, go ahead.
This copper amulet contains a tiny interlocking gears and is powered by magic from Mechanus, a plane of clockwork predictality. A creature that puts its ear to the amulet can hear a faint ticking and whirring noises come from within. When you make an attack roll while wearing this amulet, you can forego rolling the d20 and get a 10 on the die. Once used, this property can't be used again until the next dawn. So, early game, not the biggest deal. But if you go for like an archer build or something that has an insane to hit ratio, you just have one free hit a day. And I know that's like the ranger.
Is that for any type of roll?
Just any attack roll. If it was any roll, that would be pretty broken. But
yeah.
But any attack roll is where it draws the line. But I know what. There's a ranger and there was a fighter in my party for a while that did that, where he was the gunslinger, where he was doing brutal shot, like just put all of his gunslinging grit points into one shot. Then he'd action surge. He'd do all these other crazy things. He'd also use like a +1 or 2 bullet, whatever you can find. And he just basically had one crazy sniper shot, just instant fallout criticals, how it worked.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty sick. I had no idea that item existed. I should throw that in something. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, for it being a common and no attunement or anything, it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like just getting an easy 10.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because it's like having that average, just firing averages is pretty sick. Like, I wonder what that signifies, because to me it comes off as just like, yeah, I fuck with time a little bit and
Yeah.
fucking cause this to happen.
Yeah, that's how
It's
he
like
kind
that-
of flavored it, was basically that time slows down and he just lines up a shot and just.
You
Which
get
also,
a bullet time.
Yeah.
which also makes me feel like, depending on where this, because one, that's a whole question of like, how the fuck did you get this? But two, thinking about it in like potentially having, I could see that being a situation where they keep fucking around with this, and later on you have some Modrons looking for your ass, because it's like, yeah, we had like readings that something of ours keeps being used over here. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. They're
Why are
great
you
creatures
sweating,
for
huh?
like, yeah, literally just if you're fucking around too much. It's a plane of like judges, juries, and executioners all just that will show up if you're being a little silly.
Because I think as goofy as Modrons have the ability to be, I like the idea of like a Modron getting kind of fucking serious when it's like, oh hey, like what do you got there? What's
What's in your pocket?
what's on your wrist, dude? What do you got? Why are you sweating? Where are you going, man? Where are you going?
Are you walking away? Hold on.
I
Hold
like
on.
to imagine just
hey.
a drunk adventurer stumbling out of a bar, just like throws a beer bottle and misses the trash can, and then just like from the alley, you drop something there.
A Maroot is standing there. Pick up that can.
Yeah, just you see a single glowing eye. It's like,
I just want to overpopulate my world with Maroots.
Because I love the
Littering against the
visual
wall.
of you two. Like, because especially metagame wise, having something where you exploit something, the idea of the DM warning you by like, yeah, while you're standing there, you take a moment, you take a glance, look to the side, and you see in the distance this massive thing with a single eye. Like, well, it's not even like running. It's just like it's standing there, and every time you turn to look at it, it's getting closer. like it's having that
Like a weeping
Jason
angel.
horror movie kind of thing of just like it's just hovering over you until it gets up to you, and it's like, hey, stop that. And it's like,
This is your
okay.
final warning.
This is your final warning. It's like they do it one more time, instant transmissions behind them, fucking slams them into the fucking earth, just like boom, 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 boom. Oh fuck.
I know I bring this up every time, but it's so jarring. I just had to ask: have y'all seen 4E Modrons?
No. 4E.
It's night and day.
Aren't they the super clockwork ones that look kind of cool?
Yeah, they basically yassified the Modrons. The
I
yassified
do
ain't the
kind
right
of fuck
word.
with that more.
They
Yeah.
they shadowed a hedgehog them. They made them cool and edgy.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
fuck? They look kind of sick, actually.
They didn't. Are there any more there? That's just the pentadrone.
I see the
Yeah, that's the only
pentagram.
one that's coming up when I looked it up. Let me see if I can find
I
it.
swear I've seen one
Monodrone,
other.
I don't see art of the monodrone in
4E was such a
4E.
bizarre.
Holy shit.
Normally, I am always singing the praises of 4E art, but this one I'm like, this is so drastically different.
I think it
I
fits
kinda
the
fuck
theme
with it.
more. I don't
Yeah.
like big, juicy lips with no
Yeah.
explanation and no reason because they don't even speak a common language. Why would they have
Have you
the
seen
most
have you seen the
overwhelming
2E
ma-
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, where
Yes.
it has like that one is where it makes the most sense to me because it looks like the old school sci-fi art that you'd see where it's
Yeah.
this uncanny, like, I have no mouth but I'm a screen era of art.
I have a big
Well, that
juicy
is-
mouth and I will scream.
Yeah.
Because that is something of, as goofy as they look, at the same time, I feel like if done really well, it's just like, I feel like they come off as really just weird in the sense that I feel uncomfortable kind of looking at them, which I think is good because I feel like some
Yeah.
of these guys should be like it's good that I get the ick when I fucking look at them, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
why do you look like that?
Okay. I have an issue, especially with the pentadrone. It's a starfish for no reason. I
Yeah, that's a
really,
weird one.
really, really think they should all look like dice or marbles. Like,
That would
they
be
should just have
awesome,
multiple
actually.
faces. I don't like that there's
I
like
would.
two squares and a weird. The triangle's good. I like the D4, but we need to keep going with that and just make all of
Yes.
their faces like a little more interesting and maybe give them limbs in addition to
like,
that.
make like a
We
D8
need-
one, a D12,
Yeah,
D10.
exactly. We just don't have that. They just get weird. And I make the joke in my video, if you look at the AD&D like list of going down, they transform from like a single polygon and eventually all the way down to Primus, they just turn themselves into the default monkey head from Blender. Like they evolve into that for some reason.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like that's what Primus looks like. That's what all the higher ups, like the Secundi. If you look at the Secundi art,
Oh
the
yeah.
original,
And-
that's
Yeah,
just
they got
exactly
that.
them.
And the 2E one, what's with the
Weird
big
ass
snake
looking
one
hand.
in the background?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Well,
tried
'cause
a couple unique ideas.
I would really, really love if they did, because I think in a way, some of these guys are very meta in that sense, and it does make me feel like it would be cool if they were just straight up like the having the monodrone being a circle makes sense. Having the fucking duodrone being like a coin would be kind of awesome. Like being like
Yeah.
and then just going into like the rest are just dice, because that would be like such a fucking fun
Oh,
like
shoot.
meta look of
We lost him.
you know,
I'm gone.
fuck.
Goodbye.
Wait. Hello, I'm back.
Hey.
Welcome back. But no, I would if I feel like, because for me, I always like redraw a lot of the monsters and shit that I use. It would be something where I'm like, I'm turning these fuckers into dice, because
Yes.
I might keep the nasty little minion lips, depending. If I find, because I think it is a staple now of just
Yeah.
like, you know, they're like weird, goofy looking guys, but I think.
And I'm not
I think,
opposed
like-
to it because I think that really
Mhm.
adds to like the whole planescape. These are what machines look like in another dimension. It don't look like a conventional one. There's
Or they're like
Yeah.
a
this meld between
weird-
technology and organic there.
yes, it's like a weird blend of machine and flesh.
Do you think that's what the minions are?
I think so, yeah.
They have like a lot of squash and stretch, but maybe there's like they have an iron heart or something in the middle. Because
Like Iron Man.
before humans evolved, they already had the goggles and I think the overalls.
Yeah.
It's horrifying actually to think about.
What imitated what first? Like,
Yeah.
they had to have been man seeing them and worshiping them that made that happen.
That's what I did actually when I first saw the Despicable
When I
Me
first
1.
saw Despicable Me, yeah.
Yeah, I was like Danny DeVito
When I saw-
in that one scene where he's like crying in the cinema.
Well, I mean, when I saw Gru, I'll tell you what, something else grew. If you know,
I
what
had
I'm
to
saying.
change my yeah. Dude. Fuck, that's good. I grew a little bit that day too.
Fucking
Despicable Me. Sitting in that theater thinking I'm despicable.
I'd hate to see what you're like when you saw the fart gun.
Oh, dude, I tried to like run at the actual theater screen and like smell it before the fart went away.
bursted through the fucking.
like Plankton when he slams into the stone behind the TV trying to steal the Krabby Patty. That was me trying to smell that gun.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, this ain't realistic at all. Why aren't the minions running toward it like just like they're all passing out whenever they use it?
It's just orgasm.
They use the fart gun, and you see one of the minions having to hold the other back as he's like
Holding it by his trousers.
Yeah, it's just the old like weird cartoon, like the writer had too much creative freedom control in that episode. There's just a green stink cloud coming at you.
The writer's barely disguised fetish.
Yeah.
It's going back to Modrons.
Oh yeah, we were
yeah,
talking
that's
about
what we were talking
Modrons.
about.
Yeah,
I think
Modrons love
something
farts, don't they?
not necessarily related to Modrons, but also
No, they
thinking
can't feel
about,
love.
No, that's sad.
Sorry.
Well,
They can smell
what
farts,
if
but
they
they
were-
can't feel love.
Yeah.
It's the saddest thing
But,
I've
like-
ever said.
They're neutral to it.
Fucking one sentence, saddest sentence you've ever heard. Fucking fart gun never smelled.
Fart gun for stale, never smell. Oh my god.
I get it. Fuck. I was thinking about the weird little ant people. I think they're called the.
Thrycreen?
No, they're the.
Oh,
fucking,
the other creatures in Mechanus. Yeah, what the fuck are those
Yeah.
called?
Other creatures in
fucking,
Mechanus?
yeah, they're called,
there's
like,
two others.
It's not Fomorians. It's fucking something similar. Formians.
Yeah.
Formians.
Wait,
Um,
oh yeah.
They're called Formians. They're like weird centaur ant guys that live there, and
Did you
they
know that-
basically like.
Formication is the illusion of feeling bugs on or under your skin.
Ew.
I did
So,
not know that word, but that makes sense now.
Yeah.
Connecting that.
I've had that feeling before. I hate it.
Yep. And people who do a bunch of drugs like Chuck eventually get that feeling like cocaine and stuff.
No.
I made
Stop.
No.
I made a homebrew spell based on that where you just force someone else to feel it.
Ugh.
That's fun. That's
Yeah.
like fucked up, but that's fun. Like,
Yeah.
is it like, is that? What do you say that that's enchantment?
No, it's illusion.
Illusion. Okay, okay.
Enchantment makes sense though. You're forcing
Yeah.
someone to feel
Because you're forcing someone to feel
phenomenon.
something.
Yeah, I never felt them under my skin. It's just like, I don't know, whenever I get too close to insects, sometimes I'll feel like, or one gets on me and I knocked it off. I'll always have that kind of phantom feeling of them on me.
Yeah, like whenever you see a spider on the ground and then it's gone
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you can kill it, you're just like, I'm gonna keep my feet off the ground for the next hour.
Yeah, like it was the roughest part of my last job. Whenever I was in any place that had roaches in it, I would not feel right until I had a shower.
Yeah. So, Formians.
The Formians, what I find interesting with them, kind of in the sense of thinking of, because they're not necessarily working with the people in Mechanus or anything. They're not like.
No. They just
Created.
are beholden
Huh.
to their own internal order. They're also a hive mind, like the Modrons. They're just adjacent.
Interesting.
It's because I like the idea of potentially these were some weird invasive species that just through being here have kind of formed and become their own kind of thing. Because like Modrons, it's not like they would just outright like kill these things for being nearby. So it's just kind of like they like segregated off from these things, and like while they're up above on their big clockwork kind of shit, these guys just being underground. It's interesting to think about like what there is probably some sort of ecosystem going on here, and
Yeah.
like all of this shit, because they're not gonna live off of nothing. So it's kind of like thinking of how the world itself here operates, and like having that one little lens of like, oh, besides everything else, there's like weird ant people that live like
Yeah.
underneath the gears and shit.
Mhm.
And they have big colonies and stuff like that.
Yeah, and what's the third thing that lived there? Slods or what?
No, slods are like in limbo.
Those are the
fuckers.
chaos creatures.
Yeah, I thought so.
The third thing that lives there is like faceless humanoids that try to assimilate other creatures by devouring their flesh.
Ew. Sounds like
Yeah.
some creepypasta stuff. God dang.
Wait, which things?
Let me see. They're like weird painting creatures that don't have faces. Oh, come on. Sorry, I thought I would find it faster. Give me one moment.
Pretty good.
Inhabitants.
Yep. Fomorians are cool, but yeah, it's interesting that there's like two like there's Tricrine and them are both the multiversal ant people, just the
actually,
more primitive
Was
ones
that
than
was-
the
The
Tricrine.
Pari.
Pari.
Well, then again, Tricrine being a Dark Sun thing got moved over. Formians
I like them.
Yeah, Formians are probably the original
Yeah.
ant people.
Yeah,
Just
at least
didn't-
in the Planescape setting, or classic D&D, the Forgotten Realms. Oh. Yeah, the Pari, also known as Visilites, were sentient light from Mechanus, and they like try to assimilate other creatures to gain their visage and eventually like find singularity, I think.
Wow, I had no idea these fuckers existed.
That
Yeah, they're scary. Yeah,
sounds like
scroll
some.
down on the look at the art.
Yeah.
I'll send that over.
Yeah, no, they're
Yeah, I
they're
found them. God dang, that's some. It more feels like something you'd hear about in Doctor Who, like just
Yeah.
This is some Doctor Who ass shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking. That's interesting.
creepy as heck.
They meld with people.
Apparently
It's
they're
horrifying.
apparently they're in Eberron too. Huh.
Oh, huh.
I do think about, like, I guess going back to Modrons and shit.
Mhm.
Thinking about other situations where you might use them. Something I could kind of picture is having a scenario of like a what's that name of that magic item that's the fucking painting where you can hold
Nolzur's magic pigments? Or
no,
something
it's like
pigments?
the mirror, I mean, not painting. The mirror that holds like creatures and
Oh.
shit inside of it. You know
It's
what
like
I'm
Soul
talking
Trap
about?
Mirror or something, yeah.
I could picture something being like a bunch of Modrons during like the Modron March being stuck in one.
Oh
And,
yeah, for sure.
then, like, by the time they've been in there, like, new Modrons have like been made to replace them and shit. Like they're no longer necessary. So it's the idea of them popping out and being like, where are we? What's happened? And just
Yeah.
be like
I
having
have to finish the march.
Yeah, I have to finish the march. Like having
One
to deal
interesting
with...
sorry, tiny tangent, but it's funny that they would fall victim to a mirror because their eyes are huge and they're looking everywhere all the time. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure if you cast any magic to like alter their form, they just die. So if they went past like a Gorgon or a Medusa or something, and it turned them to stone, they would just stop they would fall apart immediately. And they would like lose numbers in droves, I think.
Disintegration of Modron dies, its body disintegrates. Modron can't be compelled to act in a manner contrary to its nature or instincts. Oh, actually, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. Charming them might not work in certain
Yeah, they can't
regards,
feel
but, like,
emotions, so they can't feel fear and they can't be charmed. Which is interesting because when they actually do set themselves up to fight, they're really scary and all of them are more than ready to die. Because it doesn't mean
'cause
anything
it's like
to them.
they're in it for the cause. Like, they will be reborn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be
it
like
is interesting.
be like a really goofy version of the second Avengers movie where there's just like the worst Ultrons coming at you.
Yeah, they keep falling apart and getting made in a factory nearby. That's one interesting thing about most of the outer planes. Everything has a way to be infinitely reborn.
Yeah.
Like you have the spawning stone in Limbo that constantly spits out frog people. In the Abyss, it just is conceptually infinite and spawns things like mold. And then in the Blood War, it works weirdly similar to Mechanus, how creatures will be reborn as a Lemure and then get upgraded as they go. But there's always the same amount of souls. As long as you signed a contract, you're added to their numbers.
That's also, you reminded me of something, which was me thinking about a situation of if a party was fighting one of these. I would love to have a situation where if they have a higher up that's amongst them ordering them to do shit, if the party goes, hit the biggest guy first, they beat the shit out of him. As soon as he dies, the mono drones stop. One of them just gets promoted suddenly.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like a yippee, I'm promoted.
That's kind of a little piece of advice that I like mentioned when fighting them is always take out the weakest first.
Yes.
Because if you take out the strongest, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
And that's also a really interesting thing about the end of the march, where there's a slew of different hierarchs and like lower Modrons. But by the end of it, if there's even one left, it's going to be a hierarch. Because internally in the march, they will constantly shift and upgrade each other.
You know,
It might not be the one that started it. Like if someone went for the head and thought they beat the Modron March, no, it's just one of the little orb dudes became a demigod during that walk.
Yeah.
You know, the first impersonation I ever had of them is an idea I still like, where I was looking over them and I was kind of skimming through the monster manual when I first got it. And when I first saw them, in my head, I assumed they combine together and that's what causes them to upgrade because they keep getting more eyes as they get bigger. So my thought was like, oh, two monos equal together and get a duo because math.
That would be cool. Yeah, they work on like addition and fusing each other. I'd like that.
Kind of like I like the idea of them forming Voltron kind of shit. I'm just like they all stack up together. They like form like they're like this threat's too powerful.
A symbol
It would
cripple
be-
drawn.
That would be fun to have like sort of the inverse work with Modrons, where if you like busted a higher tier one, it would divide itself into two lower tiers, and then it
Yeah.
keeps just falling apart until there's a million Modrons or Monodrones you now have to fight. But none of them know what to do because they weren't given orders to fight.
I like that. Yeah, because I don't think any of us really have like a homebrew idea, but that's one I kind of like the idea of, is they're all modular and fit together to create their bigger ones.
Modular, you said.
Oh, modular
Well, 'cause-
drones.
Modular.
that brings that brings a really good point. Is I am doubtful that any of us have used a Modron.
No.
Has anyone used a Modron in any way?
Right here.
Not on purpose.
Only time. And it was
like
just the weird dudes were trying to get the maze engine working while the party was holding off Baphomet. That's pretty much how that fight went.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah, they just played support for the party because also that was their motivation of like, oh, if we get this working, it can teleport us back to Mechanus, and it did. Ooh.
Ooh.
part of me is wondering if there's something to. I'm like thinking of like potential spells of like, could you ever summon a construct? Is there ever a chance where you could just like summon Modrons for no fucking reason?
Yeah, the only
They're not
things
celestial.
magical,
Yeah.
you can create constructs, but not summon them.
Yeah, because like
Well, these are they constructs?
they're constructs.
Are they considered
I had
constructs?
to double check
Oh.
because I was like, are these guys
Yeah.
celestials? And it's like, no, they're not. They're
They-
constructs.
Well, then are the Slod aberrations?
Yeah, they are.
That's an
Okay.
yeah.
Weird.
Let's see.
Because like you can summon demons from the abyss, and they're just as chaotic as like the Slod or anything from Limbo. And in the inverse, you can summon like demon lawyers, but you can't summon lawyers. That's weird.
Yeah. Funny enough, cadaver collectors are also constructs.
Yeah. I think they were built
Oh,
for a
yeah.
purpose. Like they do that.
Cadaver collectors.
Well, they just show
I
up.
love cadaver collectors.
Because that's near what I was
Yeah.
wondering, if cadaver collectors are from Mechanus as well, since they show up and clean up battlefields. I mean, that is
Yeah.
a level of order.
I don't think these guys are very good janitors.
No.
Yeah.
We getting toward the end, so what we
Yeah.
rating these little boys?
I'll be generous because I think if you mess with them and change them around, they could be fun. I'll give them a low 3.
Yeah, same 3.
Hey,
I'm thinking like very average. Like I can see a fun encounter with them. I don't know if I want to really bring them all the way like I don't know if I want to like go Mechanicus adventure, fucking like.
That's just not fun.
Yeah.
You're just dealing with a bunch of lawyers asking you why you're there, what you're doing, and then
Yeah.
get out, basically.
Okay. Get
Yeah.
out.
I
You know what I could see is like maybe dealing with like the ant people, like the Formians and stuff like that. Like that could be a situation of like, oh, we planar travel here and we're in Mechanus, but like fucking
Bugs.
yeah, but like we end up in the fucked up like bug area of Mechanus.
How dare you.
All right. I'm going with a 2 because I like them as being set dressing, but like the march is a cool idea, and I like the idea of Mechanus itself, but the creatures themselves, I don't see a lot of motivation to use them.
Yeah,
No.
kind of ugly too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fundamentally, they need to be changed in at least 2 ways. But I think, I don't know, the toy box is there. There's something you can do with
Toy
them.
box is there.
Yeah.
I can see myself having maybe like 3 cool encounters at most, but I would want them to be encountered randomly and have it more just be like something goofy that the party could maybe like come across or some shit.
Yeah.
The goofiest thing I could ever see somebody do with it is somebody trying to play a Modron themselves and just being like, yeah, I'm a rogue Modron. I'm
Yeah.
sick of that shit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of following
I'm a
premise
rogue.
around.
A player being a monodrone would be annoying because they can
Yeah.
only do one thing at a time. It'd be
Yeah.
hard to stick to that.
Yeah. A familiar monodrone, though, that one actually sounds kind of fun.
I would love that. Yeah.
Actually, yes, I would love if you could summon. That's why I was like thinking it would be super fun to summon like a monodrone and have this quirky little fucking companion.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah, because well, what I was thinking is they're all really gullible and dumb. So if you came across one, I mentioned in the video, like if you put a gear on your head or you wore like steampunk or clockpunk clothes, you could just be like, "Yeah, I'm a big Modron, and you have to listen to me." And they're like, "Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense." And then they'll just follow you around and trust you.
Very nice.
or because if you like, that would be something where it's just like you cast something that lets you speak to them. So the fact that they understand you is like a thing of like,
Yeah.
whoa, well, you must be above me because I know I know what the fuck you're saying. You must
You're
be
like,
like some weird like.
"Look, I'm a direct servant of Primus," and they're like, "You serve a duo drone?"
Whoa!
Whoa.
I'm actually kind of like I'm like your in between manager guy. I don't know if he gave you the heads up on that, but yeah.
The middle manager. God dang. All right. Well, that was something.
That was in fact something. I think talking about this made me more like more in the mindset of like, fucking maybe I will run something with these
Yeah.
fuckers.
Yeah. It did. I'm just glad the person that's been requesting them constantly isn't too attached to him. He just wanted to see how we talk about him.
Yeah, because it's so funny that this is one of the ones where we've been more on topic like the whole fucking time.
It's
Because
the influence of law. It's affecting us.
exactly, yeah, we're bound.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's I have nothing else to really say about them. They're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't either. Let's go chill and watch some Minions, boys.
Yeah.